Welcome everybody to the Caray Show. Today on the program we got Professor of Evolutionary Biology at Preston University, Dr. Spencer Tompkins. Come on in. Come on down.
How's everybody? How are you, Mr. Caray?
So what exactly do you do? I think that's what the people want to know.
Well, at Preston University I teach evolutionary biology, and I've also written a few books on the subject matter and kind of the debate that's going on.
What books? Like what's the title of them?
Well, like one of them is Evolution Over Creationism. As you know, there's kind of a big debate about within circles. You know,
yeah, I read about that somewhere.
Yeah. And also another one of my novels is pre-Darwinian evolution. Is actually there's a lot of people like the French scientist Lamarck.
Now evolution, that's where the monkeys become men. Is that correct?
Well, that's a very simplified explanation, but
Well, I'm not an evolutionary biologist.
No.
I never said I was.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I mean that's not a bad start, and that's probably a lot of people's preconceived notion of what evolution is this idea that.
Now, have you ever seen a monkey actually turn into like a baby? Do they turn into babies or like men?
Well, the thing is it's not like monkeys evolve in a one-time period in one-time generation. What actually evolution means is it's a change in allele frequencies that exist within genes. And so what happens is over a continued period of time, or actually some evolutionists believe it's a fast period of time punctuated equilibrium, what'll happen...
Now, you ever wonder why there's so many monkeys around?
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand your question. So many...
I mean, if monkeys turned into men, and how come there's still monkeys around? That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. So your premise is that if monkeys evolved to men, how come we still have monkeys? Is that?
You heard me.
Okay. Well. Again, the idea is that we don't have. It's not like you and I would evolve into something right now as we are existing. What happens is that.
But could we?
Not that I know of. What evolution essentially says is specifically natural selection. Is this?
You ever think like the skin would be stronger? You know, in time.
The skin
of like a person to protect them from things like bullets.
No. Well, I don't know about bullets, but yes, actually you can see adaptations within organisms, specifically about skin. If you look at reptiles and how they evolve, their actually skin is almost like an armor protection that has happened over years of circumstances where their environment has allowed organisms which have better genetic dispositions to survive in those, so they pass those on to their future generations of offspring. And so those are the ones that survive, and that's how their skin can get protective.
Like survival of the fittest.
In a sense. And fittest, we need to be careful with that word, because fittest doesn't necessarily mean the strongest or the smartest. It means those which have genetic dispositions that can have the most offspring. It really means the most fruitful, in essence.
So that means I can still make fun of those weightlifters at the gym I go to.
Yeah, sure, you can do that. I don't quite know the connection, but yeah, no, that really is true.
You ever see King Kong?
I haven't actually. I've heard it's...
That's like the biggest monkey I've ever seen.
That is a big monkey.
You ever wonder what would happen if
a
man would evolve from that monkey?
A man from that monkey? You know, I believe...
Like a human.
Well, I believe King Kong is actually a gorilla. Is that right?
I saw the movie.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was your original question?
Like a man from the monkey in King Kong. He'd be like 40 feet tall. Would you be scared? Would you get the army on him? I don't know what to do.
Well, the idea here, I guess, maybe that you're trying to pull from is that we see that within evolutionary biology that there's organisms such as monkeys that you can trace the lineages of organisms and see how monkeys progressively...
I'm just glad the planes got them on the Empire State Building.
Yes, yeah. So that's... I assume that's the ending of the movie? Where...
Yeah, it's the end of King Kong. Now, with evolution, who's like the main guy? Who would I go talk to if I wanted to know the answers?
Well, you know, there were actually people who, there's pre-Darwinian evolution, and there were actually people who studied evolution. There was the idea of evolution way before. You have this French philosopher Lamarck, but the person who's most attributed to probably evolution and kind of presenting the idea of evolution with scientific backing would be Charles Darwin.
Have you met him?
I haven't.
Oh, I can't put Great Expectations down. It's my favorite. He's a literary genius.
Well,
Oh, Oliver, don't go to Fagin's house, please. He's a sweet boy.
Well, Charles Darwin was actually a writer. He did write,
His majestic use of symbolism has plagued my dreams many a night.
Well, Charles Darwin
What do you say?
did write The Origin of Species. I think. Well, I think you might be getting him mixed up with Charles Dickens. Is that correct?
Charles Dickens, yes, my favorite.
Yeah. See,
Great Expectations.
See, Charles Darwin was someone who was separate, who was wrote other. He was a naturalist. He wasn't a novelist in any sense. He wrote The Origin
My
of
mistake.
Species.
My mistake. Do you forgive me?
I forgive you, Mr. Caray.
Thank you. Now, I saw somewhere on the TV about a debate. What's this debate about?
Well, there's many debates that are going on specifically about evolution, but probably the primary one you were looking at was that within high schools, when there's biology courses being taught, there's a lot of people who have this idea of the theory of intelligent design, who are proposing a creationist view. This idea that with all
Like the Bible.
Yes, actually they use that as one of their foremost proponents of trying to get their agenda across.
Another one of Charles Darwin's greatest works.
What's one of his greatest works? I'm sorry.
The Bible.
I don't believe Charles Darwin wrote.
Now, wasn't there a famous trial back in the day that kind of got the whole ball rolling?
There was. Very good, Mr. Caray.
I did my work. Research.
I appreciate it. There was actually this idea that one of the things when evolution came up and they were considering teaching it, there was this idea of whether it should not or it should or shouldn't be taught in classrooms. And the famous one was called the Scopes trial. Actually, are you familiar with Scopes? Yeah, it's the Scopes.
You're a Scopes man too?
I do. Like
oh
to
man, I'm a Scopes man.
Yeah,
Listerine
Scopes.
just burns the mouth. Oh, 30 seconds. Those commercials are lying.
Well, the Scopes trial was something where what you had was actually surprisingly in a school system which you would consider very conservative at the time, that would have deemed evolution probably a ridiculous theory.
No, they didn't teach evolution back then.
They didn't, but in time they did, especially because with the success of how evolution was promoted and displayed within the Scopes trial.
So they teach both of them now in the schools.
Well, actually, it depends probably on what school system you're looking at.
Like a public school system.
Public school systems.
That's where I send my kids. It's free.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's where the majority of Americans send their kids, and there's some wonderful public school systems out there. Right now, legally what the agenda is for most states is that actually evolutionary biology is the foremost thing taught within biology classes. The theory of intelligent design has been less regarded because it's more it's less of a theory, I would say. The theory of intelligent design is, and it's more of just kind of an idea.
Well, that's something else. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you were a monkey, would you be Rosie O'Donnell, Selma Hayek, or Roseanne from the movie?
Wait, are you saying who would I evolve into?
That's what I said.
Okay. If I was well, actually, this could be something interesting. Now we've stated that survival of the fittest means not who's the smartest, but who would have the most offspring, right? Correct. So who would I evolve into if I wanted to genetically pass down a disposition that would make people survive in their environment? And who options again?
It's Roseanne, Selma Hayek, and Rosie O'Donnell.
Well,
We don't have all day.
I'd probably go with Selma Hayek.
Oh, thank God. I didn't think you would.
And the reason being that...
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for being here. It was a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege.
Uh.
You can leave now.
All right. Thank you.